Hey there, my friends. We are living in a challenging time during this COVID-19 pandemic. And I know that among the parenting world, or at least my parenting community, a lot of people are feeling shame. Shame that they can't figure out how to work full-time from home and take care of the kids and homeschool them and take care of regular acts of daily living. It's a lot, and it's sudden and unusual demands being placed on us. And I wanted to make this video because I think that can extend to everyone, not just parents. There's a lot of feeling like we're failures, feeling like we're not up for the task. And it doesn't help that you don't have that social interaction that we need as humans. So I wanted to address the issue of self-compassion, because that is something that we have control over in a world right now where we don't have a lot of control, or don't feel like we have a lot of control. We can stop the self-shaming. We can start to change the conversation in our heads. And thankfully, our brains have something called plasticity, neuroplasticity. And the more you practice something, the more you start to integrate those neural pathways. You might have heard that neurons that fire together wire together. So when you have a pattern of self-shaming, you begin to see the world through a lens of anxiety and despair. But over time, if you start to challenge that self-dialogue, that self-talk, which is all it is, it's really just self-talk. If you start to think, am I really 100% sure that I'm a failure, or that I can't do this, or that anything like that? I'm a terrible person, I'm a terrible parent. Challenge that and start to change the conversation. And also know that good enough is awesome. I just read an article the other day that talked about parents who were good enough actually raising kids who thrived the best over, say, helicopter parenting or other types of parenting. Good enough meaning they were there and, there for the children sometimes, but sometimes they were doing something else and the children had to fend for themselves. And if they got bored, it was okay, and they worked out how to amuse themselves, and they worked out how to solve their own problems. So if you're not there all the time doing, it's okay. Take a breath and start to practice some self-compassion. So let's do that together today. And we'll start by just breathing, just opening the chest and allowing the breath to fall in and coming into our bodies, settling down. Feel your bottom on the chair or wherever you're sitting. Feel your feet on the floor. Sit up nice and tall, but not tense. Relaxed. Relax the shoulders down. And just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. That's great. Again, in through the nose. Really feel the breath falling down into your belly. And out through the mouth. What I say to my daughter is, smell the flower as you breathe in through the nose and blow out the candle. Let that exhale be long. Really empty all the air from the lungs so that the new breath that you take in is full and satisfying. So again, breathe in through the nose and think about expanding the chest, expanding the rib cage now. And out through the mouth on a sigh. That's great. We're going to add a little more vocal to it because that really helps to relax the body. Those vibrations, it helps you to get in your body. So take a nice deep breath in. And a vocal exhale. Great. Feel those vibrations. Feel it relax the chest and open up what some people call the heart chakra. This is the home to our lungs and our heart. So it's a very important place for self-compassion. Rub your hands together. Let's generate some heat. And just place them over your heart. Feel that warmth. Feel that care. Notice how it feels as the breath goes in and out. Notice the natural rhythm, the natural pulse, your heart beating, lots of movement going on inside. Just sense it. You're observing now. There's no judgment. You're just an observer. How do things feel in your body? Can you sense the rib cage expanding all the way around 360 degrees as you inhale? And feel the rib cage relax back in as you exhale. That's great. Let's generate some more heat. And just place the hands on your forehead. And that should feel really nice, really warm, gentle. Think about the people that you love, or even just think of one person that you love. If they were hurting, if they were struggling, if they were having trouble, think about the compassion you would have for that person. That's the compassion that you deserve yourself. It's really easy to see it that way when you think about the people you love. It's very easy to feel that compassion. Turn it in towards yourself now. See if you can. See if you can start generating some new neural pathways, new habits that will eventually replace the old habits. Let's rub again. And just place them over the ears and breathe. Hear your breath. And just acknowledge all the amazing things about you. You are a wonder. You are special. You're doing the best you can, and that is good enough. And take your hands off the ears. And in case you didn't hear me because your hands were over your ears, I said you are special and you are good enough. And that's fantastic. So roll the shoulders back. We're going to open that heart center. Should feel really good up to the ears and back. Forward, up to the ears and back. You're going to take your arms and literally give yourself a huge hug. See how much you can get your arms to wrap around yourself. Love yourself. And then while your hands are there, give yourself a little massage in the back. So you've got your fingers on your upper back, maybe on the scapula, maybe in between the scapula on the rhomboids and middle traps, where lots of trigger points occur, big time. So just feel, start walking your fingers up and down, pressing in. If you feel a good tender spot, you can just hold it. Not so that it's painful, just so that it feels good, feels like a release. And breathe in. And breathe out that tension. And continue on your way, sort of walking your fingers up and down your back. There's no precision here. It's just whatever feels good, find it. Great, and when you're done with that, let your arms drop to the side. Again, roll the shoulders back, open the chest. And now to help with that opening, we'll do a little myofascial release on the pectorals. So you're going to start right at the side of your sternum, that flat bone right on the chest. Start right off of it in the pectoral area. And you're going to just sort of take up the slack on the tissue and wait. You're not pushing it, you're not forcing it, you're not plowing through, you're literally just waiting for the tissue to move you as it releases. If it's taking a long time, it's probably just stuck. There might be some adhesions. Just wait and breathe. It'll help if you start to do some nice relaxing breathing. Breathing always helps release tight muscles, tight tissue. So you can see your start to move outward or laterally, going all the way towards the shoulder, right at the front of the shoulder where it connects. Big breath. Great. We can repeat it once more. We can use knuckles if you want to do it that way now. You can also go either up a little bit, not over the clavicle, but like up to the clavicle, or down a little bit and just find different areas. The pecs are pretty broad. They cover a lot of the area on your chest there, so breathing. Now for a little more, you can start to roll the shoulder back as you do it. That kind of stretches the fascia as you release, so it's sort of an active myofascial release. And let's do the other side. Hair's getting long because well, everyone's is, right? We haven't been able to get to anyone to cut our hair, so we may all do our own for a while. And so you're starting right at the side of that sternum and going towards the shoulder, the middle of the front of the shoulder right there. Breathing. And at any point, you can exhale on a sigh or voiced if you found that helpful. Wonderful. One more time. This time we can roll the shoulder as we do it. Getting fancy. Great. And roll both shoulders together and feel how that's a little different, a little more open. You have more access to your breath, and it's not so much work to sit up straight. It sort of just happens a little more naturally after you open up the pectorals. So let's also do a little upper traps release. So just grab that tissue right at the top of the shoulder. I'm just taking it between my thumb and my fingers, but you can even get it if you have you can get it in between your fist if there's a lot of tissue there, and just squeeze it up. And then let your shoulder sort of drop so that it stretches as you're kind of squeezing and pulling up the tissue. Now do this gently if it's very, very tender. So for some people this might be pretty painful. We don't want any pain. We want everything to feel good. So just go as lightly or as much pressure as feels good to you. For a little extra, you can start turning the head back and forth. Play around with that. See if that helps it release. It's stretching and shortening. You could also try this way. So So it stretches here and it slackens here. And then you can move on to different points, anywhere where you feel needs a little extra care. So play around with it. Of course, if there's a spot that does need extra care, hang out there for a while and breathe into it. Maybe do some movement, maybe not. Maybe just stay there and feel as the tissue lets go. And if it doesn't let go, that's okay too. Another day. Maybe next time. Great, and when that feels good, go on to the other side. Grab that upper trapezius tissue. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, let your shoulders drop down while you still maintain the hold. And you can stay here and breathe. You can begin with rotation. You can do some lateral flexion, side flexion. And if any of these feel particularly good to you, any of these techniques, do them some more. Why not? You have to find what feels good for your body. We're all different. So go ahead and roll the shoulders again, shake out the arms, let them just drop. Feel your chest nice and open, your breath is free and easy. Your heart is full of compassion and beats strongly. And let's just give some pressure to the third eye, that spot right in the middle of the forehead. Press in as much as feels good to you. Some people can take a lot of pressure here. Breathe into that. Feel it melt the tension away from your head. So good. Continue to cultivate that self-compassion. Start to rewrite the script. Change the story. Catch yourself. Catch yourself when you have negative self-talk. And see if you can rephrase it to show yourself the love and compassion that you deserve. And if you do it, and you do it, and you do it, eventually, like any habit, it'll become second nature. Neurons that fire together, wire together. It's very true. You can change your brain. So it was wonderful seeing you. I wish you all a very healthy and safe day. And good luck through this. I'll do some more videos for you, and I hope to see you back soon. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Comment below. Let me know what you're doing to keep yourself compassionate during this COVID-19. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.